everybody. Thanks for joining me today, Dr. Ross Marcagiani, with another word of the week. Today's word of the week is going to be immune function. So we're going to talk about how does the immune system work in very cursory overview, and then we're going to be talking about the best ways to help the immune system and how we support our immune system with supplements. So let's dive in real quick here. So the first thing you're going to be looking at here is the innate immune function. So this is our very basic immune structure. So what you're seeing here, I want you to focus mainly on the left side here of the innate immune system. So this is basically, everyone is born with our innate immune system. We have this from the get-go. This is a little bit more of the basic side of the immune system. So when we break it up, just for people that are aware, we break up our immune function into innate and adaptive. We'll talk about adaptive in just a second, but real quickly, the innate immune system here, it's basically our first line of defense against pathogens. It's not as specific, and it does not have memory. So we can't make memory to certain pathogens like we can with our adaptive immunity. So those are the two big things, or the big differences between innate and adaptive. That is not as specific, and it does not have the function of memory. But what basically happens is a pathogen, a microbe, typically a gram-negative bacteria will be introduced to the immune system, and then this will bind to something called a toll-like receptor, okay? So basically, and then what will happen here is, depending what complement protein binds to the antibody, depends basically what will be released. Either a neutrophil, a macrophage, a natural killer cell, or a dendritic cell will be released with this side of the immune function. So typically the neutrophils, which are our first line of defense against bacteria, so the neutrophils will kill the bacteria. Dendritic cells will help orchestrate the immune response. Macrophages are like little gobblers, will gobble up the invader or the microbe or pathogen. And then the natural killer cells will do the killing. Mainly viral infections is one of the aspects for the natural killer cells. So basically what you want to think of is that with this, we have like a key. Think of the key as like the microbe. Only specific keys will fit into the key lock, and that's like the toll-like receptor. And depending what key fits into that lock will stimulate, will basically open specific doors. So, again, like certain toll-like receptors will open up the neutrophil, will open up the macrophage, the natural killer, or the dendritic cells. So that's basically our innate immune system in a nutshell there. Now we'll look at the adaptive immune system here. So again, this is more complex. This is a little bit more involved, and it's a little bit more advanced. So as you can see here, I don't want you to get too confused. We have Th1, Th2, Th17, Treg, and there's a lot more involved in the adaptive immune system. What I really want you just to focus on is the Th1 and Th2. You should be aware that Th2 can influence the Th17, and if we're pushing Th17, that's connected with autoimmune conditions and driving autoimmunity, so we really want to be careful with that. And then the Treg cells, as you can see here, are really helpful for modulating and just controlling the immune system so that we have the correct appropriate response in immune function. But again here, the key aspects are the Th1, Th2 right now for the basis of this. So basically what happens with our adaptive immunity here, we have something called an antigen. So, a dendritic cell, a macrophage, these can basically bring antigens present to what's called a T helper cell. So basically what happens is this antigen is presented to the T helper cell, then basically the antigen will be tagged, and by an antibody, creating an antibody that's basically tags it and basically tells it where to go, and that will release certain cytokines. So certain cytokines that will be released will dictate what direction this goes. For example, with if cytokines such as interferon or interleukin-2 are released, it'll go to the Th1 side. And this is the side that does a lot of killing of viruses. So we really want to make sure we push the Th1 side. This is really helpful. But again, we can always have too much of a good thing, right? So just be aware of that. So basically, and then what we could do here is to go down the Th2 side, if interleukin 4, interleukin 5, interleukin 6, interleukin 13, these are stimulated, then we start heading to, this is driving the Th2 side. And what happens here, when we drive the Th2 side, we can start making B cells, or basically, which will differentiate into memory cells or plasma cells. So this is the memory side of the immune system. If you get the virus or the pathogen a second time, you now have created memory cells to kill that pathogen in a form of immunoglobulins. So we make our immunoglobulins here, such as our IgE. IgE, which is, you can see here, is our allergic response. So like if you have a peanut allergy, it's an IgE reaction. But you also can make IgGs, IgAs, in the IgMs, IgEs, other immunoglobulins like that. But you can get your food sensitivities here from us. So if we're pushing Th2 too much, we can get allergic reactions, food sensitivities, and start pushing the other pathways that I'm not going to get into that can cause further autoimmunity. So to be aware of that. So the analogy here is, think about, a kid gets in trouble, and so the kid gets basically a hall pass or get some kind of note. Depending on what that note says, it's either going to go to the principal's office, or you're going to have to take that note home. And each, there's a certain repercussion that comes from going either to the principal's office or taking that note from home. That's kind of the analogy that I would give to the adaptive immunity. And so I hope that kind of connects there. So that's the big thing. So innate immunity, we have a microbe that binds to the toll-like receptor, and that stimulates certain release of either neutrophils, dendritic cells, macrophages, and then we're able to kill that. The adaptive immunity, this is more specific. We can make memory here. We have an antigen that binds to an antibody, and then certain cytokines are stimulated, and that directs, either going down the Th1, which can release natural killer cells and kill viruses, or Th2, which is helpful for certain pathogens, but again can stimulate allergic responses and sensitivities, not just in food sensitivities. So that's to be aware of there. So what are some ways that we can improve our immune system? So I'm going to go through this quick because I know I spent a lot of time on innate and adaptive immunity. And again, we can go in much deeper. That's a very cursory overview. But exercise is really crucial. I know when we're in this kind of chaotic time right now with being kind of on house lockdown, using exercise is crucial. Exercise has shown to down-regulate tumor necrosis factor, TNF alpha, which can stimulate the immune system negatively. So exercise is extremely crucial. Make sure you're out and you're moving, and it's also very helpful for the brain. A plant-based rich diet that's rich in antioxidants is crucial. This is going to be helpful to modulate and boost the immune system. Very, very helpful. Doesn't mean you can't have any protein as long as it's good grass-fed, clean source. But plant-based diet is crucial here. Hydration, half your body weight in fluid ounces, as anyone knows when you talk with me. Hydration is extremely crucial. Making sure that we are just staying hydrated, keeping the immune system basically on alert, and also hydration is crucial for flushing out toxins. Just extremely important. Sauna, if you have access to it. If you don't right now, just working a good sweat, starting to push those detox pathways. That's going to clear metabolic waste. So just try to get a sweat if you can. If you have access to a sauna, awesome. please make sure you use that, about anywhere from 15 to 20 minutes. Meditation, crucial to downregulate stress levels, to help basically get us to repair and to modulate the stress level, which can negatively influence the immune system. So really crucial. I can't harp on that enough, especially when we have this extra downtime. See if you can get away from the kids and get a couple minutes of meditation to downregulate that stress response. And the other aspect that I didn't put on here, sleep. Sleep is incredibly crucial. Making sure we're repairing the body. Having to have that immune system on guard 24/7 takes a lot of energy. So we need to make sure we recoup, regenerate, and repair so that the immune system can be functioning and working optimally and be on guard. So some immune support. So this is just a little bit disclaimer. This is what I do for myself. There is a lot more that we can do for immune support than just this. We can use colloidal silver. We can use cordyceps. We can use ashwagandha. We can use oliverex, which is olive leaf. You can use berberine or AR guard, which is incredibly helpful. There's a lot of things that we can use. Cat's claw is another really good viral and immune support. There's a lot of things that we can use here, but I just want to specify, what I use. But there's, if you have questions, reach out. We can further enhance immune support. But again, this is what I use. This is for me and my body weight for my recommended dose. So I'll use typically vitamin C, 1 gram, 3 times a day. Vitamin D, 10,000 IUs a day. Zinc, 54 milligrams per day. I'll use Th1 support, which helps to push that Th1 side of the immune system for viral killing. This has things like glucoraphanin, which helps to increase our cytokines, our natural killer cells. It also has berberine in it. It has some zinc in it as well. All things that are going to help lift the immune system and modulate the immune system appropriately here. I use Ganoderma, 800 milligrams, broken up into 2 times, so 400 milligrams in the morning, 400 milligrams in the evening. And I'll use L-lysine, 3 grams per day. This is shown to help increase those antibodies, the tagging, so the thing that goes around and tags the pathogen to be killed. It helps to modulate that, so we have enough things that can go around and tag those invading pathogens. Like I said, there's a lot more that we can use: resveratrol, glutathione, other aspects here. But this is, if you want to just focus real concise right now, this is what I do for myself. Please share this information with anyone that can benefit from it. I want everyone to make sure that they are informed and they have good information, and they feel like they have a resource and confidence moving forward in this time of uncertainty. Thanks for your time.